Hey everybody, we're here. Happy Thursday.
Boa ano novo. In Brazilian Portuguese, Feliz ano novo.
Felice who? I always want to say Felicia, but not Felicia. But we made it through Christmas. Hopefully everybody still has some money left and didn't go broke buying everything for everybody. Hopefully. Still got some money left.
Maybe.
Just a little bit. Yes. Tucked away for yourself for the things that you want to do. And sometimes, family. So sometimes, you go out of your way to help. Uh, Normally somebody in your family, sometimes a very, very good friend, but you do everything you can do to help them, do the things that they need to do to help them with their lives. But sometimes it never seems to be enough.
More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say? Look, I don't know. I just know that it is typical for African Americans specifically. And I don't know. I don't have privy to other cultures in depth, so I don't know. So I'm just speaking from what we know. In that, it is expected that you will be responsible for your family members. It is expected that you come to the rescue of family members and community, right? Like, so when I say community, because we get this in the comments all of the time, it means the Black community writ large. It means those of us who have skin like us and who are from the African diaspora writ large, right? That includes folks on the continent that we've never known. We have decided that we should be responsible for everybody else's well-being, a lot of times at the detriment to ourselves. At the detriment to ourselves. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how family manipulates, how family takes advantage of your intentions. And we want to make sure that you know that your journey is your journey, right?
Yeah,
we want to make sure that you know that it is okay to make sure that you are financially okay, that you put your own mask on before you put somebody else's mask on. Because I tell you, if you listen to what family says, you will stay broke.
And it's okay to say no. But before we go into it, we should introduce ourselves.
Hey, y'all. My name's Halise.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, travel, and retiring abroad. And, I'm not going to say build generational wealth anymore.
We'd love to.
I ain't saying it.
But what do you do when nobody wants to cooperate?
That's all I'm saying. Lord,
who are you building it
for? You're building it for people who are going to waste it on Amazon packages. I just refuse. I refuse. So obviously some stuff has gone down to make us have this topic today, because we actually had planned on talking about something else. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you may not know, and this is the thing that gets people crazy. All right. About 8 years ago, Rick and I were in the position of 70% of our family, in that we were in debt.
Yeah.
We were getting close to retirement age, and we looked at our money and it looked crazy, right?
Crazy.
But about 4 years ago, we got a friggin' clue. We got our financial act together, and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. And I always say in net worth because some folks think that that means you've got $1.1 million in cash. Because those who are ignorant don't understand what net worth means. So net worth is simply assets, right? Assets minus your liabilities equals net worth. A liability is anything that you owe to someone else, right? That they legally have claim to. So assets minus liabilities equals net worth. So we went from negative 22,000 over 1.1 million in net worth. And so we help folks just like us. We help Black folks who are getting close to retirement age, who forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
But if they don't want to hear it, they ain't got to.
No, they don't. They don't. And so I think, what I want to talk about are the signs of manipulation, how our family operates to manipulate us. And I love what Stephanie Perry says. She doesn't usually say it in this context, but she says, no is a complete sentence. You don't need to explain or anything else. And so you really want to, you are going to have to know in your heart of hearts that you've done all that you can do in order for your conscience, right, not to start wreaking havoc on you. So the first sign that folks are trying to play you is called gaslighting.
The old gaslight.
It's gaslighting. Gaslighting is when a person gaslights, he may lie to you, blame you for things, and minimize what you are feeling. They may say things like, you're crazy.
Delusion.
Or you're too sensitive. Or they try to make you feel like whatever you are expressing is not valid or worthy, right? And then, of course, they deny any wrongdoing on their own part.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm just here not taking advantage of you.
Well, see, what this is what we know. What they're thinking in their mind was, you can afford it.
Yeah.
You got money. You know I'm over here struggling. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem, right? So gaslighting is number one. If you are watching this, let us know in the chat, in the comments. If you're watching from the future, hey, let us know in the comments if gaslighting is something that your family does, because this is the thing. One thing that we do know is that 90% of the folks who watch our channel, you guys are the folks in your family that folks go to ask.
Yeah.
Right? That folks go to for wisdom, guidance, to be the arbitrator, the counselor, the therapist.
Bail me out. I just need $800.
And the bank. And the bank, right?
Banco, put your name in the bank.
And then when you try and offer some advice that actually helps their growth, they're resentful.
Not interested.
They're not interested. We are here to tell you, yes, narcissistic people, Valerina, you right on point, right? Right on point. I'd say the folks who are going to make you feel bad about your personal journey and about the fact that you no longer can just give away money ad nauseum, right? Because you plan to not work anymore at some point. Like, y'all ain't thinking about tomorrow, but I am.
Yeah.
I am, right? And so for all of you folks who feel that way, we're here to tell you it is okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. And if you need to get a new family, sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we need to find a tribe that takes responsibility for their own lives. Yeah. Right? That's what we're going to talk about on Sunday, right? How you can be the hero of your own story. Right? But everybody is waiting for Superman. And Superman ain't coming.
No. He's fictitious. The only place he's coming to is a movie screen near you.
Superman ain't coming. There is no Wakanda, y'all. There's no Wakanda.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the first thing that they do is they gaslight. Number two, passive-aggressive behavior. There's nothing more cowardly than passive-aggressive behavior. It is so irksome. And so, as opposed to using direct communication, a person who behaves passive-aggressively doesn't express how they're feeling. They use avoidance, right? And then they use sarcasm and things like that, and they do little things to to get at you while saying, "I'm fine, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong." Not only is it manipulative, but it's very immature as far and cowardly, right? Very immature and cowardly.
Yeah, and just it's so unfair, and and the next thing we were going to get to is lying and blaming.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
a lie could be a person knowing the truth and not speaking up.
Or at omitting part of the story so that they look good. Purposely omit is like, you know what you did. You know what you didn't do. But you sitting up here in my face and everybody's face trying to act like what?
Yeah.
What? Ain't my fault. It's not my fault I lost my job and now I can't pay rent. I mean, gosh, can't you just? No,
Yeah.
no. So that answer is no. And the thing about it to me is what gets me is that these people never think about everything that is on your plate. They
No.
never think about all of the other responsibilities that you may have, legitimate, not taking care of able-minded, grown behind folks, you know. But all of the other legitimate responsibilities that you have, that is irrelevant to them. All they think about is them, their problems, their pathetic lives, and the mire that they've got themselves in. You are not their Superman.
I'm sorry. It's like, oh my God.
You are not their Superman. And so, y'all know our story. I'm having to take care of my mom and dad, both who now are officially diagnosed with dementia. They do not have the mental capacity not only to take care of themselves, but to earn money, right? So whatever they're getting from Social Security, pensions, et cetera, that's it. That's all that's going to come in. And I'm going to have to manage that in a way. And of course, we subsidize in order for them to be taken care of. I owe them that. I do believe that I owe them that. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them, and they took care of me.
Well,
And
yeah,
so,
they have mom
right,
and dad privileges, and
they do.
you want to help out, but you know, I'm more or less hitting on the younger folk.
Anybody who is
That's
still
able-bodied.
able-bodied and able-minded is like, oh, no, 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 no. So, lying and blaming. Now, everybody tells little white lies, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about those omittance and then blaming you for the fact that their lives are effed up. Especially adult kids, y'all. And especially if you are a single mom in the audience. If you are a single mom and you know that you have operated out of guilt, we do that, don't we? Operated out of guilt with our children. I want you to let us know in the chat, or if you're watching from the future, in the comments. It is so easy to fall into that, trying to make up for what you believe is lacking. But really, what we're doing is clipping our kids' wings.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are no perfect parents. There are no Ward and whatever her name, Cleaver.
June and Ward Cleaver.
There you go, June. There are no. There are no. We all have our own stuff. We all have our own issues that we're working through, and we do the best that we can in love, right? But my son tried it once or twice with this, I am the reason for what is wrong in his life. I nip that stuff in the bud. It's like at some point, you are going to have to take responsibility for the choices that you make. You ain't going, you can be 40 or 50 or 60 years old still blaming me for the state of your life. But that, again, is a you problem.
Yeah.
Not a me problem.
I say if it makes you feel good, that's fine.
Go for it.
Don't bother me.
Go for it.
Because my word is, you know what? I'll love you from a distance. How about that?
When people lie, when people gaslight, when people use passive aggressive behavior, really what they are trying to do, obviously they're trying to get you to do what they want. But the other piece to that we need to be aware of is they make us doubt ourselves if we are not careful. And then we start second guessing our decisions, right? So when grown behind, son or somebody called, Dad, no, they don't call. They don't call. This generation doesn't call.
That's old school.
They text.
That's old school.
They text. Just need.
And I was in the school where you couldn't even call unless you lived in a different state.
You better show up.
You better show up and ask.
Yeah.
Talk to me face to face. That's how it was brought.
So once again, not even the courage, because they know deep down inside that they're not doing what they're supposed to do to live a responsible life.
That's it right there. Not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right? When we have grown folks whose parents still have to manage their finances, there's an issue. There's an issue. And if you continue through life living that way without recognizing that you ain't got your stuff together, but you looking at everybody else trying to blame somebody for something, don't fall into that trap, y'all. Do not fall into that trap, because family will keep you broke. They will drain every single dime and then say that they deserve it because you got it. Threats and coerciveness. Well, if I don't get this money, I'm going to end up in jail. Well, if I don't get this money, I'm going to be homeless. Well, if you keep denying me, I'm just going to have to cut you off.
Yeah.
You may lose us.
The thing is this. It's not the money that's putting you in jail, because it's the action that you did to get yourself arrested to be put in jail. But now you want me to put my house up? Or you want me to empty my bank account? No, ain't gonna happen.
None of our kids are in jail right
now. No, they're not.
That we know of.
True. Very true.
But we've heard that before, right? We've heard that before. We've heard those kind of excuses. And look, good luck, God bless, as Rashida would say. Good luck, God bless. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Lastly, second to the last, withdrawal and withholding. Another sign of emotional manipulation is if your family member, play cousin, play aunt. So when I say family, I mean all of those folks that gets invited to Thanksgiving and stuff, right? So another sign of emotional manipulation is when family withdraws from you. Maybe they give you the silent treatment if you are doing something that they don't want to do. They don't want that they don't want you to do. Silent treatment.
How you get
That's entitlement. That's entitlement. Right? And I don't care. Like, if you're silent, that means I ain't got to hear your mouth. And if you live with me, it's time to go, because I'm not playing. I'm not playing those games. Right? I am not playing those games. And sometimes, again, when these things happen, we just have to remember to put our own mask on first, right? Like, the only blessing that I can be for someone who doesn't want to take responsibility for their choices, actions in their life is to be an example. Now, folks will start calling you, money hungry. You only care about money. You only care about your travel life, and you don't care about us, right? They can say all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, they're still broke, and hopefully you're not. Because I don't care what they say. I do not care what they say.
No, I ain't gonna be broke with you.
No, because otherwise. And then here's the question. So if I continue to give you money, when I'm 70 or 80, like my parents are, will you be in a position to take care of me? Because I don't have the money to take care of me because I've given it all to you.
And you just did what you.
And you did whatever. You spent it on Amazon.
Yeah.
when you couldn't pay your rent. And then when rent's due, you want to call me and ask for some money. So when I'm 80 years old, 90 years old, 100 years old, and can no longer mentally take care of myself, will you have the not only the mental capacity, but the financial capacity to take care of me? Can I get that in writing, please? Probably the answer is no. And based upon how you're living your life now, I can't trust whatever you say. Right? And there's no way I'm putting future me in jeopardy for your nonsense. I want you all to think about that part right there, right, Kelly? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So you can withdraw, folks that withdraw and give you the silent treatment and try to make you feel guilty for standing up for yourself. Try to make you feel guilty for making sure that future you is as taken care of as today's
good.
you.
Yeah, you have to be good. You have to be good.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody going to do it but you. Believe me. They can say that, oh, yeah, we're going to. I want to make sure that I have things in place to take care of me.
And I guess, some people say that I'm a hard ass. And I am. I'm not a nice person. Rashida said this. I'm not a nice person because I don't care. I do not care. But I am a kind person. And so if someone is legitimately hurting, if someone has a real need, an unforeseen need, and they're doing the best that they can, they truly are doing the best that they can, I'm there. I am there to help. But when it's time after time after time and you realize you're being taken advantage of, cut off. Like I told my son when he wasn't paying rent, it's like, you need to start an OnlyFans page, go down to Colfax, do something, I don't know, but I want my money. I want my money.
She told him to go to Colfax, y'all. And if you lived in Denver, you know what Colfax is.
Every city got a Colfax, right? Every city got a Colfax.
I don't know if it still is anymore.
No, it's been gentrified now. But there's still parts of Colfax down on the east side.
Yeah, this is true.
Right on the east side where they still selling tail. I don't care what you need to do. You need to go get money like you an adult and pay this doggone rent. Ain't nobody taking care of you. If I will say that to my own son, I'll say it to anybody. I will say it to anybody. I don't.
Gregarious Adolphus. He's Colfax in Quebec. Right?
Okay, you're from Denver. You know.
He's Colfax in Quebec. That's funny.
Wait, I got to see what Professor is talking about. Wait, there's a non-African diaspora financial advisor I watch on YouTube. He always reminds us there are home, college, and hardships and other loans. There are no loans for senior citizens, the elderly.
Thank you. None.
And old age. That shows you how the U.S. tax system is racist. That shows you how the U.S. tax system is racist, how the system is racist, because the majority of Black folks in America are also taking care or helping take care of elderly folks, like 5 times to 1 in comparison to folks for white folks. I don't know about, other folks of color, but compared to white folks, we are way overrepresented. And yet, plenty of tax write-offs for taking care of kids, but no tax write-offs for taking care of parents, even though the majority of us are having to do that. So you're spot on. Lastly, isolation. A person who wants to control you might try to cut off your contact with friends and family and isolate you. So they go behind your back talking yakety smackety, all this talk about how horrible you are and how you can't be trusted. You better watch out for them. And they're greedy. They only care about money. La-da-la-da whoop-de-woo. When you finally get your financial act together, then you only care about money. But when you were giving it all away, you were Santa Claus, right? So they try to isolate you from other folks in order to manipulate you more easily and to make you feel like you're in this alone. Don't go for it. Do not go for it. So this information, we had already thought of the topic, but verywellmind.com is where we got these points, and we've given them a shout out before. I have no idea who runs this blog or this, but it's good stuff, y'all. It's good stuff. So starting from the top, and then we're going to let you go. We've got gaslighting, passive aggressive behavior, lying and blaming,
threats and coerciveness,
exactly, withdrawal and withholding,
and
then
isolation,
and then trying to isolate you.
So don't fall for the okie doke, y'all.
No, do not.
It's one thing to help somebody out and see them trying to help themselves, but if they're not, don't, because you got better things to do with your money, your time, your energy, and everything else. Don't let them suck the life out.
Well, the main thing is that you have a financial goal, right? You have a financial goal to become financially independent, financially free. If you're already financially independent or already financially free, that does not mean that you have a special allocation for your effed up family and friends who can't get their act together. If you want to create that, go for it.
Go for it.
I didn't. We don't. We haven't. We won't.
Just like that. What she said.
So with that, this Sunday, we will see you at 3:30 Eastern time. Every single Sunday, we're going to be talking about being the hero of your own journey.
Yeah. You're right? The hero. You're the Superman, Superwoman. That's
right, because Superman ain't coming, y'all. Superman ain't coming. Wakanda ain't real. So you can be the hero of your own journey. If you've got more questions or need help with anything that we've talked about, you can book a call. That information is below. We have Beyond the Bling Money Mindset Makeover for financial independence, which is still at 2022 prices for a minute. But soon as we upgrade, y'all, you better get in while you can. We have group coaching every month for the Beyond the Bling folks. And of course, if you're interested in moving to Portugal, because y'all know we live in beautiful, exotic Lisbon, Portugal. Someone asked, what do we do besides YouTube with our days? And the answer is explore our city, right? Besides traveling, just walking around our city is so entertaining. And this is the smallest, biggest city that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Or the biggest, smallest city.
And it's so easy to get to the other places. I mean, even just outside city center and areas.
Yeah.
Going to different places.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is so beautiful. We live in a very, very beautiful country, and we're so grateful that we have been able to make this happen. And we want the same for you. We want you to find your happy place wherever that is. If it's Portugal, you can purchase the replays to the Move to Portugal Virtual Summit. We partnered with Blacksit Global, Krishana Blacksit Global, to put that on. It's everything that you need. It's your one-stop shop to get to Portugal. And with that, see y'all. Bye.